Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Ryan. Welcome back to Blueprints. It's day 113 in the game. It's episode 96 of the playthrough, and it's time for me to get another little nudge. So, last week, I did not record any episodes, and during that little period of time where I was away from my computer, actually right before I went away from the computer, I asked our Discord for another little nudge, and I have it, and it is waiting for me in Discord, and it is marked behind a spoiler image, so I can't actually see it. And it's been sitting there for like a day while I waited to record, and it's been really kind of interesting to wait and be like, there's a clue waiting for me in Discord, but I don't know what it is. And I can't look at it. So here's what I figured I would do is I would react live to it on camera so that you guys could see. And just a quick shout out, if you want to be involved in the shenanigans over on Discord, a lot of fun conversations about video games, lots of fun conversations about all kinds of other stuff too. All kinds of stuff. Our Discord is truly one of the loveliest corners of the internet. There's a link down below in the description. You can just pop in there. If you've never used Discord before, don't worry. We're a cool group of people. We'll teach you how to use it. Oops, sorry. I did not mean to whip the camera around. So, I'm going to click on it. One of the people in Discord says, we offer this to you and have a more specific but still very gentle list of items if you desire it. So there's one clue, and then there are additional hints if needed. Hopefully I don't need them. Shout out to John, Bob, and Ann in Discord who helped make this happen. I'm going to click it right now. Okay. It is a screenshot that says new clues were found only in books, which is a new clue reference, right? New clues are found only in books is the line here. It was already over when he spoke to the chauffeur who told him new clues were found only in books. Okay. I will be honest with you, that does not immediately strike me in terms of a solution. But let's think that through. My first reaction is to look at this exact line in the preliminary draft, which says the exact same thing. It was already over when he spoke to the chauffeur who told him new clues were found only in books. My other thought is this. So it's not different between the two versions. My other thought is there is still a... So one of the things that is vaguely on my to-do list is to figure out why I have written down ABC, the fourth looked north, question mark, which is related to new clue and related to books. It is related to this page and this here. I think this. This puzzle where you take page A, word X, which I believe means page 4, word 1 of the red book. I probably need to... So my first thought is that maybe it has to do with this. I probably do need to redo my work on this puzzle. Because this has been so long since I have done this. I also think it could be related. New clues were found only in books. I mean, Red Prince preliminary draft and New Clue preliminary draft are both books that might involve new clues. I'm sure they do, in fact. other things that could be related to new clues, or to books related to clues. I did not actually do anything with the... This is a text file I have on my computer that has the... I never did anything with the book covers in Secret Passage, but I did find a clue in Secret Passage, so that didn't strike me as something that was very important. Maybe still important, but maybe not super important. Book titles here. Okay. So new clues were found only in books. The gentle nudge they gave me was new clues were found only in books. Do I take an additional hint here, or do I work through this, hoping that that is the correct thing? New clues were found only in books. I have other books, but I've read most of them too many times. I have a new clue. I have the Architect volumes. I have Curse of Black Bridge, which could be something, frankly, because I have not looked at that in forever. I haven't looked at this at this book in forever. Redford Ewing. Sorry, I was just sitting here debating, does denoted in verse translate to Curse of Blackbridge? It does not. I would say there is if we're doing this like we did the final exam, I would say there is a 20% chance there is something in, let's say there's a 80% chance that there is something in this book that I have not understood or read, processed yet in terms of clues. That's how confident I feel. It's a lot of work to go through to make a book like this that is just there for world lore. I love this book, but I highly doubt it's there just for world lore. Although it explains the curse phenomenon, so I don't know. Maybe 60%. Now that is interesting. There's a Rajan in it. Tor means sacred circle. Or 46 or something. Is that something? I mean, I should look at it while I'm here. New clues are found only in books. Aj means first. In, we don't really know. Asian Tor. Tor. Huh. I'm going to write down Asian Tor. Equals question mark. Call it Black Bridge in parentheses so that I know where I got it from. There's a lot of weird italics in this book. I have confirmed that a number of times. And otherwise, I don't. Now they speak. The ending is a little bit of a question mark. Otherwise, that's kind of what I know about Curse of Blackbridge. Other books that may involve new clues. We have the Gardening Book 1 and 2, maybe. Her Ladyship's Sleep Diary, I think, contains a big clue. Whatever that last page is, I don't know what to make of it though. So I would say there's 80%, 60% sure there's still a clue inside of that I have not parsed. History of Arindia, I'd say 20% chance there's something in there that I haven't figured out yet. The Pumping Book, probably not important. Realm and Rune, I think I've solved the puzzle related to that. Red Prince, maybe, but I doubt it. I feel like it's mostly a... I feel like it contains the emotional core of the story, but not at this point. Once I got the preliminary draft and nothing was different from a clue perspective, I think it's just the emotional core of the book. History of Reddington, 10% chance there's something in there I haven't seen. Swimbird, 10% chance. Fixed Stars, 10% chance. There is a Bunk Room Diary. I was going to say, do I have any others? There's a Bunk Room Diary. There are scrapbooks. The Bunk Room Diary, Today's a Good Day. I think it's just cute. Okay. Nothing particularly... I hate to rule things out, but I feel like I would rule that out. Any other books? New clues were found only in books. Of course, there's the second new clue. There's new clue and newer clue. You know, like that's a problem. There's new clues in both of those. Here's the fucking problem. I don't know that I have... Let's look at this exact puzzle on newer clue. I don't have... My screenshot of this puzzle is not very good. So this right here, I remember this saying, I don't remember exactly what it says though. I think it means you start your count on the title page of the book. Meaning like here. But I'm a little worried it says, like, start count after. I don't think it's hard to read. I also don't know what from their covers red. Covers is pointing to red, so that's definitely what that says. Covers are red. What do the other lines say? XYZ, ABC. Yeah, okay, so... Let's redo this math real quick. Actually, before we do anything, let's look at this page on the preliminary draft. There is no version of this sign of this puzzle. Dead end in major key. C is circled. That's new, actually, right? Okay, I think we have two different puzzles here. Dead end in major key. Oh, it points to C. Dead end point. I need to. Dead. So the dead end puzzle is this metro puzzle. Maybe these are all the same puzzle, but I don't know. Dead end points to C. The way it is phrased here is dead end in major key ABC. It is circled in one, and it is pointed to in the other. So what does that mean? I don't know what that means, but I have never noticed that before, which does feel good. That feels good. I've never noticed that before. Show the entire route. We believe we have the route. If you read the signs in the book, it says, Route 8, depart, keep left to Tanner Fork, right, dead end, record each stop on the way. If you record the stops, it's 8, 7, 3, 10, 1, 13. We think we know that. So... I don't know what to do with that, but we have it. And I feel pretty confident about that. Because I solved it differently at first, and then I solved it that way, and I felt better. I hope anything I'm saying makes any sense. This late in the game, I have no idea. And this late in the game, I have no idea if anything I'm saying makes any sense. Let's do this. Oh my god, because red prints could be different, right? So red prints draft the final version. If we go to page A, which is page 4 in red prints, what does it say? Page A, word X. If it starts with XYZ, that means word A, or word 1. So page 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If we do that in the other book, does it get different? Does it a different word? Red prints, title page. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here's the question, though. Fuck. I don't know if these pictures that have only pages that have only pictures count. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you didn't include the pictures, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. He. But I don't know that that works. I think it's the. And the difference is it's he either way. I was really hoping there would be a difference here that would make like, it would be really cool if they gave you a puzzle that counted on certain words from certain books, but you get a preliminary draft of one, which changes things. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that could still work. That could still work for purple. That could still work for purple. Oh, duh. It could still work for purple. Okay. Green. Green is realm and rune. Green, page C, XYZ, ABC. That means 6. Word A means 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have now confused myself. I have written down in this slot 4th question mark the / of. If it's word 3, no, word 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 would be the, 6 would be, or if you ignore these to the title, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 of. I feel like I've done all of this before. But somehow I convinced myself that that wasn't correct. 4th, right here. Was that because there were... Does the introduction not count? I think it probably counts because this is the title page. 1, 2, 3. Going for X, Y, Z, A, B, C. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unless you don't count this, but I think you should. 6. That makes the message the. That doesn't make sense. Okay, let's take a look at a new clue and see if we can come up with anything different. Page B, X, Y, Z, A, B. So that's 5. Page 5, word 2. I don't know that I'm any closer to this. I thought I was on something, and now I'm not sure I am. Page 5, word 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5 is a page that has nothing. I mean, it has this. But it'd be X, Y. Word 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is how I got looked before. So if you ignore the drawings. But that means we're applying our system differently. That means we're like applying a system differently across pages, across books. A new clue. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the first way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Word 2 would be list. Which just doesn't make sense. Whereas here, it's looked either way. God damn it. I don't know what I'm doing. Page Z. Blue. Our blue book is the fixed stars. Does dead end C mean anything here? Dead end C. 1. We're looking at page 3. Word 1, north. Okay, I'm going to look at the second hint from Discord and see if I'm even... Let's see what it says, because I'm striking out in the same way I was striking out before here. New clues were found only in books. Hint number 2 that is related to the first hint. If you wish to save some time going through all books to be found in the game, we sincerely request you direct your focus to the following books. And then there are 2 separate books listed. I haven't seen either one. I'm going to click on the first one. A new clue and manuscript. And the second one is Drafting Strategy Volume 5? Let's start with that. What? So I think now what I'm guessing the Discord was saying is you haven't read, there's stuff in books that you haven't read or solved. I think I might be onto something with this because this is oh Jesus, this is majorly confusing to me, and probably to lots of people. Or this is the thing that's confusing to me. It feels like a thing we haven't solved yet. That and the metro station map. I'm sure there are other new clues in a new clue because I know for a fact I'm missing stuff there. The problem is I can't figure out what I'm missing. That said, this is utterly new. It's not new to me because I've read it, but this is not something I would have expected. There's a new clue in this book. The October issue, Volume 5. Let's just read it from the start. And look very critically at every page. The death of drafting. A fear every architect faces. Every architect has experienced it. You're drafting your house room by room. Everything is going smoothly. Suddenly you realize there's only a single path available for expansion. And it is imperative you draft a hallway or else your design will have no hope of further development. But on the critical draw, the drafting gods offer you nothing but dead ends. Rooms with no exit, even fewer prospects. Dead ends are the death of dreams. The death of plans, and the death of expansion. In short, they are the death of your house. But are they genuinely as daunting and menacing as they appear? Perhaps beneath their morbid exterior, dead ends hold some inherent value. In this volume of drafting strategy, we delve deeper into the world of the grave than any architect has ever dared to draft to discover once and for all if there is any life beyond the dead end. Okay. I mean, it's very evocative writing. I like it. I just don't know if any part of it is a clue. No exit strategies. A dead end is a room that lacks another door by which to exit. It is an understandable instinct to want to avoid these rooms while drafting your house as they limit your available paths for growth. However, seasoned architects quickly learn that you do not want to completely ignore them. A very common mistake that beginners make is picking the room with the most doors while drafting, ignoring all other factors, but every house needs some dead ends. The funny thing about that is, closet is a useful one and lavatory is not. If the clue is related to lavatory, I'm going to shit my pants, which would be perfect there because it's a lavatory. Lavatory is on my list of least useful rooms in the entire game. But I've always harbored a suspicion that something is going on there. So, maybe there is. I also have lots of suspicion around these spaces that aren't being used. I don't know why they would make rooms that way. Don't be afraid of drafting a few dead ends. Each dead end room offers an architect drafts, removes that floor plan from the draft pool. The more dead ends you draft, the less likely you are to draw them later on when decisions are more critical. The key is figuring out a way to draft dead ends without blocking off your house's potential for expansion. Dropping a dead end room on the rank behind you is a great strategy to accomplish this. Helps you pick up extra resources. In general, you should be trying to fill up every open slot in your house before moving north. That all makes sense to me. This right here makes me think of the drawing in Her Ladyship's Diary. It all makes sense to me, and and no part of it is like... No part of it ekes... Like, maybe this is a clue? The fact that lavatory is here? Why would you pick lavatory to put on this page where it says... Can't ignore these rooms. Grave mistakes and introduction to the tomb. As foreboding as a black-bordered floor plan may seem, tomb stands out as one of the most straightforward strategies centered around dead ends. This floor plan can only be drafted from the grounds, is considered one of the outer rooms. As such, it can be drafted at the very start of the day, allowing architects to know immediately whether their strategy should be focused on dead ends or not. The tomb itself is a vast crypt filled with shadowy alcoves, creepy recesses. The entire space was designed by early Orendian architects to evoke a sense of mystery and intrigue, perfect for those who are appreciative and skeptical of dead-end architecture. The 8 Ageran angels of that early era that are scattered throughout the tomb's chambers are a memento of times past. You will certainly be seeing a lot of them when employing a tomb-centered strategy, as you will likely be making several visits here throughout the day. Successful tomb strategy depends on 3 crucial factors: finding shops, amassing enough steps to allow for return trips to the grounds, and drafting as many dead ends as possible. This strategy is perfect for those who love risk and great rewards. This doesn't strike me as a clue, because I've done more in the tomb than most people have, is how it feels. I feel like we've killed it on the tomb front, you know? Tomb isn't the only dead end you'll find on the grounds. There are a total of 8 outer rooms, which are rooms that are draftable outside the house. These floor plans are unique not only in where they can be drafted, but also in the fact that they are floor plans that cannot lead to the expansion of further rooms, making not only in where they are drafted, but also in the fact that they are floor plans that cannot lead to the expansion of further rooms, making them the perfect candidate. Candidate? Wait, that is spelled weird, right? Candidate? Candidate? Is that spelled weird? Is that an error? Candidate is not a word, right? It's not. That's funny. Candidate for dead ends. They are also able to be drafted at the very beginning of the day, which allows architects to plan out their strategy with greater precision and purpose. Is that on purpose? Dant? Candidate? For example, on a schoolhouse day, architects prioritize acquiring gems. On a hovel day, they focused entirely on getting lots of extra footsteps. Grounds for termination may have been a play on words for the title of this article, but it certainly wasn't a joke to the former groundskeeper Denny Ravane, who made his home while employed on the estate in this humble bedroom. Groundskeeper's tool shed is often a great draft choice to find useful items like a shovel or a sledgehammer. Even better items can be found in the trading post. That is, if you have something valuable to offer. This shop is frequented by local farmers and hunters who supply the estate with goods in exchange for a few shiny trinkets. Root cellar, most of the vegetables and fruits obtained from the locals are preserved in this subterranean cellar. When winter arrives, these stored goods are frequently traded back, providing them with a reliable source of sustenance during the colder months. Even further underground, provisions are also stored in the estate's bomb shelter. The purpose of this, of course, like the root cellar, is preservation. In this case, it's the preservation of people rather than food against fallout, radiation, and red rooms. And it was the preservation of some people, potentially my mom and compatriots, after they stole the red thingy. The crown. Reading this so far, I have not seen anything that jumps out at me as a clue. Mostly I'm thinking of this, if I'm being honest. Because it's a book about dead ends and outer rooms. And there's this, which I don't understand. Next page. Enshrined Ideals, an introduction to the shrine. The last outer room is a floor plan with a function that isn't as straightforward as the others. Just what is a blessing? How much gold do I need to give? How long does it last? The shrine is a space of reverence, a mystical cavern filled with the glow of candlelight, and those that show respect and pay tribute are blessed by the unforeseen forces that bless this world, that guide this world. Blessings are persistent benefits that last several days, are bestowed upon the reverent visitors who have made an offering of gold. The type and duration of blessing can differ depending on the amount of gold given, but the more gold you offer, the longer the blessing will last. Blessing list. So... oh, I'm sitting here being like, what's the clue here? What's the clue, Discord? Not that they did anything wrong, but that I'm nervous I'm missing it. Let's read through the blessings. Blessing of the Tinkerer, I have not seen most of these blessings. Blessing of the Tinkerer, whenever you draft a mechanical room, you trigger your current experiment. That's interesting. Blessing of the General, after you draft a red room, if you have at least 5 different ranks containing red, you gain 5 gems. Blessing of the Berry Picker, while drafting, instead of picking a floor plan, you can pick a berry. If you do, you draft a random floor plan from your draft pool, disregarding rarity. Blessing of the Monk, if you call it a day in a room on your estate, you will draw that room while drafting from the grounds the following day. Oh. Did I read that right? If you call it a day in a room on your estate, you will draw that room while drafting from the grounds the following day. Is that that? Is that how you do a room that isn't... They dropped that so casually there. Okay, I will add Blessing of the Monk to my to-do list. Which is way too long. I don't know what to do with that, though. I mean, what I mean is I don't know what to... what to make of that. Okay, that feels big. Blessing, let's keep reading, though. Blessing, we'll talk about it after. Blessing of the chef for each different type of spread that you do today. Add an extra dish to the dining room. Honestly, a very cool effect. Like spread gold, spread fruit, spread, etc. Blessing of the Dancer. While drafting, you may pay 1 gem to spin floor plans. Blessing of the Gardener. Add 8 courtyards to today's draft pool. Is that interesting? Adding 8 courtyards. I mean, that would be amazing for Cloister of Rena. Right? Because you get to draft courtyards from courtyards. That'd be I kind of want to try that. Also, there's 8. Would they all be Rena, or would they be... I kind of want to try that. Blessing of the Gardener? I'm going to write that down. Because would they all be one of the different angels? That could be cool. I mean, why pick 8, right? I mean, because everybody loves 8, but in this game. Blessing of the High Roller. Each time you draft a shop, you get an ivory die. We've done that one before. Gain 10 gold whenever you roll an ivory die. That could be good for our 400, our blue tent problem. Okay, let's keep reading. Top 5 dead ends as selected by editorial staff. Toolshed is good. Attic is really good. Even at a steep gym cost, this room cannot be passed up. It always pays for itself and more. It pays for itself, but it also... I think Attic's great. I think late game, something like Study is broken. Study is likely the most powerful room for the experienced architect. Yes, exactly. Solving chess portmanteaus. Portmanteau is the thing that's in there, right? Portmanteau is a word blending the sounds and combining the meanings of 2 other. Coat check, more than any other room. Coat check allows architects to center their strategy on a specific item. Hovel, the risk may scare off some, but to those who see their steps as expendable. Hovel's an unbeatable drafting force. I don't know about that one. Surprisingly, this room is actually categorized as a dead-end secret passage. Yeah. So it does count as a dead-end for drafting purposes. The other major option is that this right here is does get you 200 gold. The other option is that is the clue. As we conclude this haunting October edition of Drafting Strategy, we trust that you unearth... this is perfect because I'm recording this in October. We trust that you have unearthed the darker side of architectural design, found inspiration in the morbid realm of death and dead-end rooms, from the despair of a drafted lavatory to the chilling allure of the tomb. Even the editors know that lavatory is dog shit, but they have mentioned it twice, which makes me scared. Maybe there's something in lavatory. We believe that even the most eerie aspects of our world can spark creative brilliance in the architect's mind. As you venture forth into the shadows, remember there is a certain beauty in the unknown and the macabre. Embrace the challenge of designing spaces that captivate and unsettle, that provoke contemplation of your mortality and the secrets that lie beyond. I think the most interesting thing to me in here is this. And it's because of... this. To me, this drawing suggests, how do you get a room with exits inside of the outer room? And my answer would be you can't. But there is something that suggests that you can, which is the Blessing of the Monk. You will draw that room while drafting from the grounds the following day. I don't know that you can draft from the grounds any way other than... out here. So, that's very interesting. I do wonder if the dead end, if the Discord, so I wonder if the Discord, and this is where I love that it's a hint and not a direct, like, do this. I wonder if the Discord thinks that, or if they think dead end sweepstake, or if they think something related to, that I've missed entirely, something related to, like, 8 courtyards, or... But I'm immediately interested in, how do you, like, we've tunneled, we're into that area of the game where, like, I've tunneled off the map, and that broke the game in a way that the game accounted for, and it gave me allowance, right? Can we break the game by putting a room out here that shouldn't be out here? I don't know. Let's get the Blessing of the Monk and go from there. Up arrow is our friend here. I wonder if we shouldn't just go nuts and draft a bunch, like start a bunch of days and end a bunch of days, right? Because I'm having thoughts. I've gotten Shrine a couple of times. I don't know how many times I've gotten a blessing from Shrine, but I have gotten General, Berry Picker, and High Roller, and that might be it. I don't know that I've gotten any of the other 8 blessings. And can I use the curse mechanic? Or can I just take the money back the next day? I can take the money back on the same day, right? To get rid of the blessing. I'm sitting here being like, the problem is I mean, that's beautiful. Let's fucking go. Never mind. I was sitting here being like, how do I maximize the amount of dice that I roll to get Blessing of the Monk as early as possible? The answer is roll the dice really fucking well. Let's go. Blessing of the Monk immediately. If you call it a day in a room in your house, you will have the opportunity to draft that room from the grounds the following day. Let's immediately do this. It lasts for 7 days. I am interested in doing that 7 times. Also, I'm not ignoring that. I think probably this was the second item on the list from Discord. The first item on the list was a new clue and manuscript. So I'm sure there's a million things. There's probably at least, if I had to put an actual number on it, probably like 7 to 10 things we could learn from a new clue or a newer clue that we have not learned already. The problem is I've looked at that book a lot and I can't figure it out just yet. We'll get there. And now I'm really not going to look at it because I just got something else going instead. So what do we pick for our first day? We pick something that has 4 exits, I think, or 4 doors, I think, because that's what it looks like on that drawing. But we have multiple things we could try. Is there any room in particular that I really want to get in? Like, what would make, like, either thematic or really interesting sense to draft outdoors? Some of these I think are impossible because they only draft in certain places. I think Garage does not draft anywhere other than that slot. I mean, I don't know. The pool, maybe? That would be weird, right? The pool? Be very weird to draft it outside. Most of these I'm like, I don't think so. I don't see a reason to do it. We could do lavatory. It seems fucking weird though. I'm just obsessed with lavatory a little bit. Are there no blue rooms that have 4 exits? I guess antechamber counts. Are there Chamber of Mirrors? Chamber of Mirrors. We could do Chamber of Mirrors. That would no, but you could never get it, right? Because you have to enter from the other rooms. I mean, I'm interested to find out what happens if I draft any room with any exit, like library out there. That would be weird, right? Something would be different than normal. But what happens if you draft a room that has... I have to be quiet. My wife might be sleeping. What happens if you draft a room that has 4 doors like that drawing in... Is it a bedroom? There's no bedrooms that... Because Her Ladyship's Diary is based around bedrooms, but there's no bedrooms that have 4 doors. Hallways are our, like, passageway, great hall. Cloister of Rena. There's really a lot fewer. A couple of them are red rooms. I was going to say, there's a lot fewer rooms that have 4 exits than I would have guessed. Clock tower outside? That feels weird, right? I don't know that we could. Vestibule. I don't know. We got to just try something, though. Mechanarium. Tunnel? Tunnel, for sure. Okay, I'm going to write down some stuff. Tunnel, for sure. I would say something with 4 doors. Anything with 4 doors is on my list. Tunnel would just be so interesting, right? Like, what happens? I don't know. Where does it go? Oh, this is so weird. It's bending my brain to think about drafting these outside. What's on my, like, absolutely... Entrance hall? That's 4 exits. That's 4 exits. Entrance hall. Absolutely. I always think of that as 3 exits, but it's 4 exits. We might try that today because that would be really interesting. Let's go see if we can get a treasure... Really quickly, let's see if we can get a treasure trove. Oh, boy. Or a conservatory. Treasure trove. You fucking... Beautiful room. Okay, we have money. I can't believe we got the blessing first try. I was like, I think what we need to do is draft... is get a blessing. Immediately take the money back so that I am cursed for the rest of the time and the blessing goes away, I think. The problem is the next day you're cursed, so you'd have to then spend a day doing nothing, then try and draft shrine again, then try and get a new blessing. Instead, we rolled a nat 20. Let's go. Okay, so we have treasure trove. I need a key, unfortunately, actually. Break asking you shall receive. Break room. We're not going to be able to call it a day inside a break room. I just realized because we're going to have to do our own thing. Okay, this is bad. 2. I'm less and less sure that I can solve. Divided in half. That I can solve break room puzzles. 11 to 10. No, to 11. To 10. 5. That's not the right key. God damn it. Ooh, shout out to Discord. I already got something. I got something in the works, though. I can't wait to see what happens here. Then here is fine. We should have taken storeroom because that would have gotten us what we wanted. I'm already drafting like I have other things to do when I don't have other things to do. I don't need any of this stuff. I need a key. Secret passage outside? Is that worth anything? Leads to a room of a color of your choice? I don't know. Maybe. Let me write it down. Secret passage? My to-do list is way too big right now, and it's really a problem. I need to get a new page. There's a key. Okay. Let's go take our notes on treasure trove, and then we'll get out of here. I think we should try entrance hall, right? It's such an interesting room to start with. You can't get into, like, getting 2 entrance halls would feel weird, right? Do I get a second house? Like, if I draft an entrance hall out here, is there a second copy of the Mount Holly estate? I don't know. Feels weird. This is I don't think that's probably what would happen, but I don't know what would happen. This is box 12. Save that photo as box 12 in the correct folder. Then unlock. You will need a key to obtain the true treasure of the trove. This is Memo 12, I'm not going to say anything about whether or not I think it's correct or incorrect right now because I have other things I need to look at. All boxes containing suns contain memos that are true. I have no real speculation about what this means, by the way. What the true treasure of the house of the trove is. I have no speculation about what it is. This like must be true because true treasure of the trove is not in the house. We believe that to be true. If that is true, I was going to say, then this must be true. But if we draft this room not in the house, is this still true? Does that make sense? I don't even know if it matters. But like, the true treasure of the trove cannot be in this room if it cannot be in the house, because the room must be inside of the house. But that is no longer true, I think, assuming Blessing of the Monk works the way that I think it does. We should draft Treasure Trove outside. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I just want to see what happens. Right? My world is crumbling around me. Of course this one's true because the room is in the house. It might not be. It might not be. I'm going crazy. All boxes marked by suns contains memos that are true. We think this is true, meaning we think what we just got is true. We know that's false. We know this is false. We think this is true. I think we think this is true. Memo 12. True, most likely. So, on that front, I mean, I'm too excited to do anything else. I don't even want a constellation. I mean, I should probably draft a constellation. Give me observatory just like real quick so that I have what I need. You know, the drill. Just give me like a... Or a conservatory. I would love a conservatory. Over here. That'd be cool too. You know I love conservatory. Beautiful. What did we get? Master bedroom. The problem is I've been back in it. I would like to call it a day inside of this room still, so I think I'll keep it as is. Weight room to rare. This room is actually more helpful than it is hurtful. What is this? What is this room's normal rarity? It is rare by... Weight room is nice because of its access to one of the things. We should definitely do... I mean, we should do antechamber and room 46 in the outdoors. Because what happens if you draft this outdoors? Can you open these at all? I don't know what happens if you draft anything outdoors. I don't know. I don't know if you can draft anything outdoors. I'm going to sound like I'm going to sound not very smart if none of this works out the way that I think it does. Let's make weight room more common because that's the thing to do here because it is a good room. Lever access, lose half your steps, which sucks, but I think standard is fine. I can always reset it to rare. Okay, real quick, observatory, then we leave. That's fine. I don't care. Okay, let's do entrance hall. I'm very curious. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's test it. Just to be very careful, because this feels huge. I love how I literally today said there cannot possibly be a reason to relook at any of the architect drafting strategy books. And then Discord told me that I was an idiot. If you call it a day in a room on your estate, you will draw that room while drafting from the grounds the following day. It doesn't say I will necessarily get it outdoors, but it says it will be an option, right? I don't know what to expect here. I'm really excited by that, but I do not know what to expect here. Do we grab the money first, or do we just go straight out there? Probably grab the money. Grab the money because maybe we'll get multiple monies. That didn't make sense, but you know what I meant. Is this gonna work? I don't see how it would. What will the game do with a room out here? It's fucking there. They're dead. They're not anything. The entrance is different, which I find very interesting. It's not that different, though, because it's... Oh, this is so weird. Oh, this is so weird. This is so eerie. Clock is working. The vases aren't broken, which is interesting. These are just dead ends. Drawings are the same. Lights are on. Vases are not broken. This right here is the same. Like, you know, it's just, it has a ramp. I kind of want to break the vases, but it's remarkably normal. 6 more days. And that is a good place to leave it. I am very interested to see where the future of this mechanic takes us, but we're going to have to wait to see more about that future until the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It helps me out quite a bit, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!